Hello everybody, my name is Michael from the Mastery Math Lab, and today we're going to begin by trying to figure out where the expression x squared minus 9 over x plus 3 is undefined. And so I want to start by saying that x squared minus 9 over x plus 3 is something we call a rational expression. And so here are some other examples of rational expressions. They all have something in common. They're all undefined at the x value that makes the bottom of the expression equal to 0. And so I want to go ahead and show you that. So if I was to happen to let 1 over x plus 3, if I was to happen to let x equal to negative 3, then plugging that negative 3 in, I get 1 over negative 3 plus 3, which is equals 1 over 0. So as you can see, if I plug in a specific x value into 1 over x plus 3, I get 0 in the bottom, which is not okay. It's undefined. And so I'm going to show you how to figure out the x value that makes the expression undefined. What you can do is you can just take the bottom and you can set it equal to 0. So solving for x, I subtract 3 from both sides, I get x equals negative 3. I wanted to show you guys also that when you get close to negative 3, when you get close to that value that makes the expression undefined, your function might do some weird stuff. It might jump downwards massively or jump upwards massively. If it does that, this is what we call an asymptote. And so asymptotes always occur when you can't cancel out that bottom. Okay, so now that that's covered, I want to go over this expression, x squared minus 9 over x plus 3. So we're going to figure out where it's undefined. We're going to set the bottom equal to 0. So solving for x, I know that if I plug in negative 3, I get 0 on the bottom, which is not okay. So x should not be able to equal negative 3. However, here's the thing. If I was to factor out that top, I would get x plus 3 over x minus 3 over x plus 3. And I know that, I should be able to cancel out the x plus 3 on the top and the bottom and just be left with x minus 3. So here's the question. Is x minus 3 still undefined at negative 3? And the answer to that question can be kind of shown on this graph. So on this graph, as you can see, it's still undefined. And here's a way of thinking about that. So when I crossed it out, I was just simplifying the expression. I wasn't fundamentally changing that. When you simplify things, you're just moving stuff around. And so you shouldn't be able to, just by moving things around, be able to suddenly plug in new numbers or not plug in new numbers. So for that reason, it's still undefined. So my new expression would be x minus 3, where x cannot equal negative 3 still. So here's a side-by-side comparison of the two graphs. I mentioned before that you get an asymptote when you can't cancel out the bottom. So as you can see, that asymptote is here. And you get something called a hole if you can cancel out the bottom, which is what I showed on the right side there. So basically, the expression kind of does its thing, except at that hole, where it's undefined. And when you have an asymptote, this line over here, when you can't cancel out that bottom, then your function massively jumps upwards or downwards close to that value of x that makes it undefined. Hope that makes sense. Good luck on your next math exam, everybody. If you need any more help, come see me or any of my friends at the Math Lab.